I'm starting off with priming my face with Mario Badescu facial spray. I am now using DMAE firming fluid all over my face as a primer. It is packed with glycerin and it gets this nice tacky feel to it. I am applying the Too Faced Shadow Insurance all over my eye, including my eyebrows, just because my eyebrows are permanent and I like the color to stick better. So I'm using It Cosmetics Brow Power and I'm just giving my eyebrows a shape. I got permanent tattooed eyebrows maybe about 14 years ago, and I was one of those that over tweezed back in the 90s. So now I just get to draw them on. To clean them up, I am using MAC's Full Coverage Foundation and just using my brush and giving it that sculpted shape that I like. The color for the MAC Full Coverage Foundation that I use is NW20, and that's strictly just to clean up my eyebrows. That doesn't go all over my face. I am actually an NC40, NC42 MAC coloring, if anybody knows, and in Too Faced I would be color sand in foundation. You can pick your cream concealer or cream foundation, anything that's gonna be maybe 2 shades up from your skin tone. That way that area stays a little bit brighter. I am now using the Too Faced palette in Natural Matte, and I'm actually gonna use on my eyelid the color called Day, and that's just mostly to neutralize any coloring that I have up there, maybe that little reddish tone. This is strictly a matte video. I'm not using, I don't even think I used a highlighter, any frost whatsoever. I'm going back into my crease and I'm actually going to be using Lime Crime's Venus palette, and I'm actually using the mustard color and just applying it in a windshield wiper motion on my crease. Whatever I'm doing to the top, I actually go back in and do it at the bottom as well. So I'm applying that mustard color just all around my eye, including the bottom of my eyelid. And I'm going back in with a smaller brush and I am applying the color Jam, but I am not using a brush that's as fluffy as the one I originally used on my crease. I'm using something a little more tapered and thin. I'm going back in with Day from the Natural Matte palette from Too Faced and just going back in and patting it on. Remember to just start off light, and less is always more. You can always add, but it is very hard to take away, so start light. The next color I'm going to be using on my outer corner is going to be from the Venus 2 palette in the color Mud. And I kind of do, it's almost like a V on the outer corner, like an inverted V. And then I go back in and I blow it up with one of my blending brushes. In this case, it's blending brush from MAC and it's brush number 224. I'm sorry I did not show this part, but I did use my Kat Von D tattoo liner. And I'm now using my go-to favorite mascara right now, which is Too Faced Better Than Sex. And I just find this mascara is packed with collagen and nourishes my lashes. It volumizes and lengthens, and I just like the hourglass shape, which creates like a wispy. After I do that, I go back in and apply my lashes, and I actually lined the bottom waterline with the Tarte Inner Rim Liner. Next, I'm using Sand by Too Faced Born This Way foundation, and I'm using my beauty blender, and I find I like to use the beauty blender specifically with this foundation just because I find that if I do a brush, it kind of moves it or gives it a streakiness to it. So I prefer to use my blending brush, and it's just much easier blend for me. I'm going back in with the Lorac Perfection Concealer in a lighter shade and just brightening and cleaning up that area. In this case, I am using PC3, which is a golden light. And I am actually using a smaller beauty blender. It's the mini one. It's perfect for those little hard to reach areas, any corners. It just goes right in very easily. I'm going back in and I'm just kind of blending out my shadow and blending out my concealer. I'm very anal about those. I like to blend, blend, blend. And now I'm going back in and applying a little bit of the Tarte Contour Shade Stick. It's called the Sculptor. And I like to run that through my nose and the bottom of my nose and the side of my cheeks to just kind of create that light contour. And now I'm going back in with like my mini blender and blending that out just enough, not completely blended, just enough so that there's no definite line. And just make sure you're patting and rolling motion. You don't really have to blend it out too much. I think it's good. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil, and I'm actually setting my contour with that just to kind of go back and apply a little bit more color to that area and not lose my contour. The rest of my face, however, I am going to be setting with Too Faced Cocoa Powder. But for those areas, I just like to go through around the perimeter of my face, my cheeks, my nose with the Chocolate Soleil. There it is. That cocoa powder is everything. I love the way it smells. It's made with real cocoa powder, and the color that I use is medium. I'm gonna line my lips right now with the NYX Brown Lip Liner, and then I'm gonna go over that with ColourPop in the color Limbo. And I just love the color. I love the finish of it, and I think it goes well with this mustard orange, my fall eye look. Even though we are way past fall, today I was just feeling a little bit matte, and this is what I came up with.